Halstead, Alquist, Ashburn, Calderon, Cedillo, Cogdill, Corbett, Correa, Cox, Denham, Dusanier, Ducheney, Dutton, Flores, Hancock, Harmon, Hollingsworth, Huff, Kehoe, Leno, Liu, Lowenthal, Maldonado, Negrete McLeod, Oropesa, Padilla, Pavley, Price, Romero, Runner, Semidian, Steinberg, Strickland, Walters, Wiggins, Wolk, Wright, Weiland, Yee. Mr. President, we are lacking a quorum.
We're lacking a quorum. Sergeants, please round them up. Quorum is present. Will the members and our guests beyond the rail and in the gallery please rise? We will be led in prayer this afternoon by our guest chaplain, Reverend Michael Moran, after which we will be led in the pledges of allegiance by Senator Jenny Oropesa.
Good afternoon. Thank you for the honor of being here. As I considered what I would share, I came across a invocation by my late wife, Reverend Faith Moran, that she used for the gatherings of very diverse cultures and viewpoints and beliefs. And she adapted this from a very famous prayer called the Prayer of St. Francis. So, loving presence, bless this diverse assembly of those called to be of service to those who place their faith and trust in them. Today, may we set aside narrowness and be open to expansiveness. Where there is any hatred or discord, may there be a greater love and order. Where there is injury, may there be a willingness to reconcile and pardon. Where there is despair, may this group offer hope. Where there is darkness or heaviness, may we radiate the light of true wisdom. Where there is heaviness of heart, may we offer genuine comfort and joy. May those who are called to serve endeavor to understand one another and not just be understood. May we strive to console, not just be consoled. May they, as elected representatives, remember that it is in serving those who elected them that they will find true fulfillment. It is in the setting aside of self-interest that they find true fulfillment. And I'll close with the words of the prophet Micah from the Torah. And what does the one who created us all require? Only that we act justly, that we love mercy and kindness, and that we walk humbly with the Creator. It is that simple. May this session today be conducted in a healthy and positive way, and with ease and with grace. Bless those of you who work on behalf of the citizens of our great state. Amen, and peace be to all of you. God bless you. Thank you.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Privileges of the floor. Senator Pavley.
Yes, I'd like to move a bill to the inactive file.
Which?
Assembly Bill 900 by Assembly Member Kevin De Leon. He has requested that it get moved into the inactive file since it was passed, or the contents were passed with last year's water package.
All right, without objection, that shall so move. Senator Correa.
For two purposes. First, for purposes of introduction, if I can have your attention, Senators, wanted to introduce to you my new intern, Melissa Corker, standing in rear of the chambers. Just wanted to welcome her to the Senate. Welcome, Ms. Corker. Second of all, wanted to bring your attention to the set of books from the Government of Holland. You'll find a set in your offices. They'll be testifying, the Government of Holland, as well as 10 other governments of Europe on our Select Committee of European Trade, California European Trade, on Wednesday at 2:30. I invite all of you to be there, but more importantly, at a reception at about 5 or 5:30 at the Maddie Lounge. Purpose is they're here to talk about their European direct investment in California, job creation, and at the reception, we'll probably have a few of the large European companies there talking about how they can invest in your districts as well, creating jobs in California. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Senator. Any other privileges? Seeing none, any messages from the Assembly? Mr. Secretary, please read.
Mr. President, I am directed to inform your honorable body that the Assembly on this day concurred in Senate amendments to Assembly Concurrent Resolution 96. And Mr. President, I am directed to inform your honorable body that the Assembly on this day adopted Assembly Concurrent Resolution 100.
Thank you. Any other messages? Motions, resolutions, and notices? Seeing none, Introductions and first reading of bills. Mr. Secretary, please read.
Senate Bill 971 by Senator Pavley, an act relating to genetic disease services. Senate Bill 972 by Senator Wolk, an act relating to indemnity. Senate Bill 973 by Senator Negrete McLeod, an act relating to parole. Senate Resolution 35 by Senator Leno, relative to pesticides.
Consideration of the daily file. Second reading, item 1. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 510 by Assemblymember Skinner, an act relating to energy.
Okay, Governor's appointments. Mr. President.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. President. File item 2, I'd like to take up the nominations of Brian Baca, John Lane, Benjamin Licari, and Charles Wyatt as members of the State Mining and Geology Board. These appointees were heard on the 13th of January, approved on a 4-0 vote. Senator Onnested was absent due to illness. There was no opposition. We want to pass these, I think, without controversy. Ask for an aye vote.
Mr. Secretary, please call the roll.
Onnested. Alquist. Aye. Ashburn. Aye. Calderon. Cedillo. Aye. Cogdill. Aye. Corbett. Aye. Correa. Aye. Cox. Aye. Denham. Aye. DeSaulnier. Aye. Duchesne. Dutton. Aye. Flores. Hancock. Aye. Harmon. Hollingsworth. Aye. Huff. Aye. Kehoe. Aye. Leno. Aye. Liu. Lowenthal. Aye. Maldonado. Aye. Negrete McLeod. Oropesa. Aye. Padilla. Aye. Pavley. Aye. Price. Aye. Romero. Aye. Runner. Aye. Smidian. Steinberg. Aye. Strickland. Walters. Aye. Wiggins. Wolk. Aye. Wright. Aye. Wyland. Aye. Yee. Yee, aye. May I call the absent voters, please?
Please call the absent voters.
Onnested. Calderon. Aye. Duchesne. Flores. Harmon. Liu. Negrete McLeod. Aye. Smidian. Aye. Strickland. Aye. Wiggins. Mr. President, ayes 33, no 0.
Ayes 33, no 0. That appointment is confirmed. Assembly third reading. Mr. Secretary, please read. No? No one's got any third? Okay. Okay. Senator Padilla, for what purpose do you rise?
I'm not journeying tribute, Mr. President. Members, if you'll indulge me, I request that we adjourn today in memory of a friend of mine, Mark Rosenthal. Passed away on February 3rd due to complications of cancer. Mark was born in Connecticut in 1948, grew up in New Jersey, but for more than 24 years was a member of and for a long time a partner of the law firm in Los Angeles, Jeffrey Mangels, Butler, and Marmaro, where among other things he chaired the firm's National Sports Law Group. He relished sports in general. We developed a friendship over baseball. And as someone who considers themselves to be a pro-labor guy, it was sometimes interesting discussions because Mark's clients were not players, but the teams. negotiating player contracts or in arbitration hearings. Arbitration season was his playoff time. Over the years, he represented the Angels, the Dodgers, the Braves, the Rangers, among others. In addition to that, he served as the firm's recruiting director, heading up those efforts, which allowed him not just to put a talented group of attorneys into the firm, but he always had the vision of the next step, and that was to work as a mentor. I got to know Mark, first kind of met him one day when there was a profile on him written up in the Los Angeles Business Journal. Kind of described his background, described his job, and I was president of the city council at the time. I opened my desk, took out a piece of stationery, and wrote, "Dear Mark, you don't know me. I just read about you. I think you have a cool job. If you need anything from City Hall, give me a call." About 2 weeks later, my office got a letter back. It says, handwritten, "Dear Alex, I don't know you, but I've now read about you. I think you," underlined, "have a cool job. Let's catch a game sometime. Mark." And for many seasons, we'd catch baseball games. Sometimes using my tickets, sometimes using his. His were a little bit better. And developed a great relationship given the passion for sports, given the passion for politics and public service, and given his passion as a reader and a wine enthusiast. I considered him a friend. His services are this evening, and my heart goes out to his wife Jill and his 2 sons, William and Michael. I just ask that we adjourn in his memory. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator, for those kind words regarding your friend. Senator Dutton. I'm sorry, not Dutton.
Mr. President, members, I rise to adjourn in memory today of Ethy Weaver Radonovich. Ethy was the wife of Congressman George Radonovich and mother of 11-year-old their son King. She passed away Thursday after a 3-year battle with ovarian cancer. She was only 50 years old. Ethy was starting her career as a political consultant with Woodward and McDowell when George was first elected to Congress. She and George first met in the 1980s but didn't start dating until 1996. And San Francisco Chronicle broke the story at the time of George's proposal to Ethy at Chez Michel restaurant in Ghirardelli Square. They were then married in 96, and in 98 their only son King was born. Ethy was very involved in politics, and he even spent some time in the National Republican Central Senatorial Committee. George always said that Ethy was the love of his life. Those who knew Ethy knew that she was bigger than life itself. Her personality, her warmth, exuberance, and grace. Memorial services will be held in Mariposa and Alexandria, Virginia. Our thoughts and prayers go out to George and King and Ethy's entire family.
Thank you, Senator Denham. If you'll bring that name to the desk, we'll make sure that it is recorded permanently in the state's records. Any other adjournments?
Mr. President, it's not an adjournment. Motions and resolutions.
You may proceed.
Mr. President, I request unanimous consent to send SB 88, item number 7, back to the Assembly for further action.
Without objection? Is there any other business coming before the body? Mr. President, the floor.
Thank you very much.
This is clear.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Short session today. I want to call a Democratic caucus immediately upon adjournment. I know there is the Business and Professions Committee and then the Appropriations Committee. Nope.
Revenue tax.
Excuse me, it's Revenue Tax. I know that there'll be an appropriations hearing, a revenue tax meeting, and then an appropriations meeting after the caucus, upon call of the respective chairs. The remainder of the week, Tuesday and Wednesday, are check-in sessions. Thursday session at 9 a.m. Friday is upon the call of the pro tem. With that, we'll go into caucus. Welcome back, everybody.
The Senate will recess until 3:30, at which time the adjournment motion will be made. We will reconvene Thursday at 9 a.m. Senate stands in recess.